you could be anywhere on YouTube, but right now, you're exactly where you need to be. You're in the best place on YouTube. Dude, you're right here on Just Alyx. And by the way, Alyx, that's my middle name. I don't spell it cool like you. I like that, A-L-Y-X. Hey, Just Alyx. Best wishes from Rob Van Dam. Pow. Let's do another one. Welcome to Just Alyx on YouTube. From the whole effing show, RVD.
Login complete. Welcome to Alyx's world.
Hello all, and welcome to a very special edition of Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I want to thank you all for joining me today. I think today will go down as a very special day in wrestling history. I found out, literally today, that Jay Briscoe was born on this day, January 25th. That's beautiful, man. Look, I'm not someone that likes to push my religion onto people, but I see that as a Christian, the way that all worked out, them being able to celebrate the life of Jay Briscoe on his birthday. That's powerful, man. I also think it's appropriate that it was celebrated with his brother, Mark Briscoe. And there was a story that came out either last week or some time ago that Warner Brothers Discovery were not in favor of either of the Briscoes appearing on Dynamite. So much so that when Tony Khan wanted to do a tribute show last week, they said no. No. Why is that? Over a tweet he posted in 2013 that was very homophobic, and he admitted that. But there was a tweet that he apologized for publicly, went to sensitivity training, and put in the work to make amends for his horrific words on Twitter. Over a tweet, by the way. Yeah, the same company that employs Dana White gave him his own slap show. Ezra Miller, who's still the Flash, all the I can't name you all of the laws he's broken, the allegations he's under, the lawsuits, the hypocrisy of the suits to not let them do a tribute show last week. But better heads had prevailed. Tony Khan did what he had to do to convince the people, the suits, to give him the tribute tonight. And we got it. Jay Briscoe was honored. He was honored tonight with that main event between Mark Briscoe and Jay Lethal. It was a beautiful, beautiful match. Beautiful match that saw Mark Briscoe win with his brother's finisher, the Jay Driller. And then we see the AEW locker room come out wearing Jay Briscoe shirts, applauding. We see the picture of Jay Briscoe on the Titantron. It was a great, great tribute to him. Beautiful, beautiful. Even the video package they played early on in the show, I thought was perfect. In terms of what they were allowed to do, I'm pretty sure Tony wanted to do more. And we're going to get more, because he's already filming for a Ring of Honor tape show, which I think is going to air soon. But what he got tonight, I thought was perfect. I would not have done it any differently. Mark Briscoe and Jay Lethal were the perfect people to have that match, to pay homage to Jay. And it's funny. Here I am talking about a man that, quite frankly, after, and this is me being completely transparent, I feel like I'm talking more about him now than I ever did when he was alive. And I feel bad for that. He's been in the business for over 2 decades. People are calling him the greatest wrestler to ever perform inside our Ring of Honor ring. The Briscoes will go down in history as the greatest tag team to never work for WWE. And excuse me, I'm sorry. And here I am, using my platform to bring light to his career. Former 2-time world champion, 13-time tag team champ. Life taken away from him. Unceremoniously, just taken away. I will say this though. Jay Briscoe wasn't the only person in that. He wasn't the only person in that car that day when he died. He had 2 daughters with him. I think their names are Gracie and Jalen. They're both in stable condition now, but it was looking really bad. And I'm at least happy to say they survived and they'll be able to live their lives. I think one of them had to get emergency surgery. Look, the injuries that they dealt with, that they're dealing with, no young child should deal with. I think Gracie is 12, Jalen is 9. Jalen is the one that had to get emergency surgery. Jalen, I think, is doing okay, but for the longest time, it wasn't looking good. But I think thanks to I don't know if it's a Kickstarter or a GoFundMe, I'll have to find the link to it, but the mother, Ashley, did a fundraising campaign to help pay for her daughter's surgery. She asked for $50,000, they got over $200,000. And we see many wrestlers and people in the business reaching out to them, letting them know that they will take care of them. And that is beautiful. Beautiful. Great to see. And I'm happy to know that the daughters are at least able to maybe not fully operate, but they're making progression. They're progressing every day. They're getting better. And I'm just happy that it wasn't as bad as it could have been. By all means, everyone in that car accident should be dead. But those daughters are able to live. However, the scar of losing their father, that's going to live with them for the rest of their life. Oh God, man. Like, imagine being in the shoes of those kids. Yeah, okay, fine. I'm going to be able to work. I'm going to be able to walk. I'm going to live, but I lost my dad. And you know they're going to guilt trip themselves over it. Don't think I haven't thought about that. And although I don't know Jay Briscoe, I don't know Jamin Puck. I never met Jamin Puck. I know it's like to lose someone close. That close. They lost a father. A dad. A loving father. You can't, unless you experienced, you can't even fathom the kind of pain that they're going to have to deal with for the rest of their life. They're only 9 and 12 years old. Ashley is a widow now. Jay Briscoe passing away didn't just affect the wrestling community or just wrestling period. Look at the family he's leaving behind. So I'm happy to know that people in business will take care of them. And I'm happy to know that the executives were able to get over themselves and do what's right by Jay Briscoe. So I'm not going to make this review long for you guys. I'm going to talk about the show. I thought the show overall was awesome. Wrestling overall was great. I had a few issues in terms of technical stuff. Maybe that was something on my end, but I'm thinking it wasn't. We'll talk about that, but in terms of the audience, in terms of the crowd, in terms of the wrestling, in terms of the overall presentation, the storytelling, all that, the way they set up future matches, I thought it was an awesome show. Ultimately, this is going to be remembered as a tribute show for Jay Briscoe, involving Jay Lethal and Mark Briscoe. So, guys, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to move things along here. We're going to go ahead and do the preliminary stuff. We're going to do the shout-outs, sponsorships. I'm going to hit the review, and then I'm going to split. Because I think everyone should use this time to remember Jay Briscoe for what he was. Okay, he's not perfect. He made a lot of mistakes. But at the end of his life, he was a great father. He was a great husband. He was a great friend. Most importantly, he was a legendary wrestler. So, I want to say thank you to everyone joining me here. You could be anywhere, literally anywhere here on YouTube. There are tons of people talking about Jay Briscoe tonight. You chose me. So, someone just told me the other tribute show is going live tonight. Awesome. That's great. But I'm going to go ahead and plug my stuff and then we'll get to the show. So, if this is the first time you're watching me, please do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. While you're at it, help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership, click the join button, and get an opportunity to request a video of your choosing, whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic overview, past, present, or future. And donate using Super Thanks if you're watching this after the fact. You can also like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, just Alyx Central. Give me a follow on Instagram, Spotify, and TikTok. You can donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo. Yes, Super Chats are on. You can donate at any time during the broadcast to get your thoughts played live on the air. You can email me at justalyxsworld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi or request an interview or something. I'm opening myself up to interviews now. Also, get yourself a t-shirt. Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Old school Delay X-Men t-shirt, new school Alyx's World t-shirt, blonde hair, blue eyes, apple pie, America. I do also want to plug a nice t-shirt that AEW has put out in honor of Jay Briscoe. Please go get the... I wonder if I can pull it up. Let me see if I can find it really quickly. I want to give you guys the right details about it because I think I saw it. But it's a Jay Briscoe t-shirt by AEW. It's a tribute shirt. Yeah, I found it. It's called the it's actually the same shirt that the wrestlers were wearing on stage, but I wanted to get the actual name of it and the actual look. So this is the shirt I'm talking about. The Reach for the Sky, boy. That one right there. It's a beautiful shirt. Like, I recommend you get that one too, in honor of his family. I think all proceeds go straight to Ashley, the wife of Jay Briscoe, Jamin Pug, so Ashley Pug. And today's sponsor, of course, is Surfshark. Whenever you're surfing the internet and you need protection, because you just never know what is going to attack you, whether it's a malware attack, whether it's people trying to steal your identity, it's good to have Surfshark, the best VPN, here to protect you from any of that stuff. So how's about we get a quick word from the sponsor, and then of course we'll get to some shout outs with the people in the live chat. Today's video is sponsored by Surfshark VPN. When you're doing business on the web, Having a VPN is almost essential, and many agree there's no better service than Surfshark. Let me tell you why. Surfshark provides you 24/7 protection from hackers, data leaks, malware, and even allows you free access to movie streaming services in different countries. I personally appreciate Surfshark's ability to block all malware websites and scan all downloads for potential viruses. You just never know what could impact your online experience, and navigating has become a lot more safer because of this service. So today, if you visit the link surfshark.deals/justalex and use the promo code JustAlex, you not only get 83% off your monthly payments, but you'll get an extra 3 months for free. This is a massive deal that many of you should take up while it's here. So don't wait, feel safe, get protected by Surfshark today. All right, thank you all for joining me. There are people here in the live chat. I don't know why it's not showing right now, but let me see. Yeah, so the live chat's working. It's just, it's not showing everybody who's here. But here's what we'll do. I'm just gonna go ahead and do shout outs. Hopefully it'll appear. By the way, please show some love to the moderators. Ultra Shot 97 Fights to Heart, Alyx, Demi, and Godzilla Hawk, who will keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you. And thank you to the following members, the YouTube members showing up. Higurashi. Oh my goodness. Jesus, sorry about that, y'all. Higurashi, the Tribal Chief, the Polar Phantasm. We also got King Mike Todd's. Amazing show tonight. YouTube member and, of course, Super Chat champion King Mike Todd says, amazing show tonight. I can't stay. And unfortunately, he will not be making the Rumble. So it looks like we'll be crowning a new champion on Saturday, excuse me. But thank you so much for stopping by, King Mike Todd. And thank you for, showing your support to Jay Briscoe and his family. Quentin B. Blackmon. And I think I saw Phantasm. And of course, Cleo does everything. Everything. Alright, YouTube shout outs. Thank you to the following people. We got Nintendo Porn Company Conspiracy, Joe Arredondo, Queen Lauren, Cole McLennan, Taryn Jones, I think I see Pikachu Black, Anthony White, Offscript, Shaul Yisrael, Chemo Embryo, Sean Swaby, Jojo, I think I see Paid Enthusiast, of course, we have a troll in the live chat of all times during a tribute show, guys. Really? Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. Of all times, and that's sad, because that's sad. It's sad because it's a tribute show and people still use this time to be jerks, and it's pretty bad, man. Where was I? JJ Bulldog, Ashley Greer Crowder, Joshua Mejia. If I said your name wrong, please let me know. That tribute video and after the match between Mark and Jay broke me so bad. Been crying for 30 minutes straight. It was powerful, man. Powerful. From Browntown, Robert Brown, Valhalla Erickson, John Bill II, Bowler Gamer TV, and let's give the last one to, well, I guess Little Fatty. All right. Thank you all for being here. Please don't be offended if I don't say your name. I really just want to get this show out the way so we can, pay our tributes to Jay Briscoe the rightful way. They were sold out. AEW Dynamite has been on fire in terms of their audience attendances, and tonight was no different. They were in Lexington, Kentucky, sold out, great crowd, great energy, and it carried throughout the whole show. Action Andretti and Ricky Starks took on Les Sex Gods, Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara of the Jericho Appreciation Society. Awesome match. Action Andretti is getting better every single week. Every day I see him, he's showing me more and more of how great he is and how Chris Jericho made the right call putting him over. There was a spot during the match where Ricky Starks was doing the old school rope walk, the so-called old school rope walk that Taker used to do. He was shucking and jiving. And then Sami Zayn hit an amazing springboard cutter from all the way across the ring on
The tribute gave me Owen Hart feels.
It really did. I don't know how that super chat got through. Some of these super chats be getting through even though I pause them. I need to talk to Streamlabs about that. But Sammy Guevara hit a awesome springboard cutter on Ricky Starks, and that was easily one of the highlights of the night. That was beautiful. But yeah, great chemistry between Action Andretti and Sammy too. That beautiful stuff. But they're doing their thing. Everyone's getting their stuff in. It comes down to Daniel Garcia hitting a bat, Action Andretti with a bat. Excuse me, not hitting a bat, but he hit someone with a bat, which allowed Sammy to hit his. I don't want to say go to sleep, but what was it called again? Go to Hell? GTH, that's what it's called. Go to Hell. And Panda 1, 2, 3. The heels cheat to get the victory over the babyfaces. A great way to continue the feud. I am looking forward to seeing what other things they have for Action Andretti and Absolute Ricky Starks. And then we get into one of my favorite matches of the night. Quite frankly, might be my favorite. Buddy Matthews versus Darby Allin. Now, Darby Allin has been defending that belt once every week. And Buddy Matthews, to me, is a very underrated performer. I think in the House of Black, he comes across as like a lackey, but in all honesty, he has main event potential. Buddy Matthews is so goddamn good. And the fact that he was competing against Darby Allin says a lot too. I thought this was an excellent match. I loved seeing the House of Black come out to run off Sting, but then also get attacked by Ortiz. So Buddy and Darby were able to have a one-on-one match, a fair one-on-one match. And the spots in this match were absolutely insane. That being said, Darby wins with a coffin drop. A coffin drop with Buddy Matthews hung up in the ropes. That was really, really good. I said on Twitter, the reason why Darby Allin is such an amazing champion is not just the quality of his matches, but the quality of his opponents. A lot of his opponents have been fucking amazing wrestlers, which puts Darby over even more. Speaking of former opponents, Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe reappeared. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Sorry, y'all. It's allergies, and I'm also kind of emotional right now. So Samoa Joe appears, cuts a promo, telling Darby Allin he made a mistake. He made a mistake stealing from him, and theft was punishable by cutting off a hand. But in the kingdom of the true king of television, he will be punished by having everything stolen from him. So they set up a rematch between Samoa Joe and Darby Allin next week. More than likely, Joe will get his championship back, but we'll have to see. I even called that. I told y'all that. When Darby won the belt, do not expect him to hold it for long. I do expect Samoa Joe to get that championship back, for sure. Adam Cole. A comeback video package for Adam Cole was played, so he should be coming back by Revolution. Who his opponent is, I have no idea, but I'm looking forward to it. Matt Hardy and Ethan Page, the Firm, lost to JungleHOOK. Hook and Jungle Boy Jack Perry beat all ego, Ethan Page and Matt Hardy. They're slowly showing the cracks formed in the Firm, and Matt Hardy should be splitting off very soon to be with Jeff. They've already teased him going back to broken Matt Hardy soon. So in the interim, this is what we're getting. We did a family therapy segment between Daddy Ass Billy Gunn, the Ass Boys, that's Austin and Colt Gunn. And then, of course, is it Colton or Colt? It's Colton Gunn, excuse me. And then the Acclaimed, Matt Caster, and our favorite, of course, Anthony Bowens. Look, I can run down the segment really quickly. So we see them in this therapy room. Billy Gunn asks when they became entitled. When was it that they became entitled, spoiled brats? And the Guns pointed out that he ditched them as kids, and they're always second to him. They always came second. Anthony Bowen says the two of them are the biggest pieces of shit he's ever met. And they had all the time in the world to fix their relationship with their father. And instead, they ran wild with jealousy. The second daddy gave them, as in the Acclaimed, some attention. Max Caster says that they can't be the Acclaimed. And they've been fine, excuse me, as a unit with Billy, but they couldn't help they couldn't have the top selling t-shirt. The Guns will never be the Acclaimed. The Guns talk about all their problems in the relationship. They bicker and Billy says they took the easy way out. And then the Guns say their faults are Billy Gunn's failures as a father, which got a huge reaction from the crowd. Massive, massive stinger. Darby, Daddy asks what they want, and they say they want a shot at the titles. Now, when that happens, we don't know, but I'm assuming we're going to get that shot, and I'm hoping and praying Billy Gunn doesn't get them the championship back. I'm kind of scared that's where it's going, but I pray it doesn't go in that direction. So, interesting segment, that's for sure. Just like the next segment, Renee Young doing another interview with Hangman Page, and this was very tense and awkward because both of them were being very passive-aggressive towards each other. But Page says sometimes Renee asks questions he really doesn't want to answer, and the more he tries to look forward to the future, the more he sees back to Ohio, where this thing with Jon Moxley began. And next week they're in Dayton, Ohio. So he wants to knock out Jon Moxley in Ohio, and he told Renee that. He told Renee that he wants to knock out her husband in his home state. Yeah. We see Wheeler Yuta come in and say, Jon Moxley will accept, but you can fight me on Friday. And then we got Brian Cage versus American Dragon Bryan Danielson. So real quick, Fightful Select did report that Brian Cage's contract is expiring in just a few weeks. I believe last year it was going to expire around this time, but Tony Khan rolled it over an extra year. So there are no more rollovers. He either signs or he goes somewhere else. So we'll have to see. I'm hoping he does sign him because I thought this match was great. I've never seen half the shit that I saw in this match before. Freaking Brian Cage doing a gorilla press slam, excuse me. I was going to say power slam, but it was a gorilla press slam on a turnbuckle. He just slammed Bryan Danielson on a turnbuckle. The usual spot where Bryan Danielson does a backflip off the top to escape his opponent. Bryan caught him. He straight up caught him and hit a shoulder breaker. Like, lots of great things from this match. I thought Bryan made Bryan look great. You can interpret that however you want to interpret it. Brian Cage made Bryan Danielson look great, or Bryan Danielson made Brian Cage look great. They both looked great in this match. But ultimately, it came down to Bryan doing a roll-up pin on Brian Cage. And then afterwards, the Machine gets in on what he was paid to do, which is break Bryan Danielson's arm. MJF comes out to help him. They both start attacking Bryan. They target his shoulder. They target his arm. They wrap a steel chair around it twice. But on the second time, we see Konosuke Chikachika into the ring to make the save. Someone who is going to be a main event player one day. That's for sure. So Konosuke enters the ring, and Bryan Danielson is saved. Backstage, we see Bryan Danielson being checked on by a doctor, Samson. And the doctor says that you are injured and you cannot wrestle next week. But Bryan says, screw that. I am going to wrestle. I am going to wrestle and you can't stop me. I've wrestled with a detached shoulder for 60 minutes. Wow. Which is true. He did wrestle with one for 60 minutes. So he's going to continue on. And Jon Moxley will be fighting Hangman Page next week. So that's confirmed. What I wanted to say actually was MJF. MJF cut a promo backstage saying that the championship proves that he's better than everyone. And Bryan Danielson is no different. And then he said Bryan Danielson's opponent next week, roll the clip, is Timothy Thatcher. Timothy freaking Thatcher versus Bryan Danielson next week. Holy shit. Crazy match. That's the type of match you get when you're about to fight the final boss, which is MJF. This feels like a precursor to what's to come. I'm looking forward to that match. That's going to be a scientifically executed match. It's going to be such a good match. Man, I got one more thing to talk about before we get to the final match. Ruby Soho versus Toni Storm. Originally, it was going to be Ruby Soho versus Britt Baker versus Toni Storm, and we were going to see which side Ruby Soho was on. Unfortunately, Britt Baker got injured. What that injury is, we don't know. But it was so severe that they said she couldn't wrestle for the next few weeks. But she will be back. But she did show up in this match. Toni Storm worked heel. Ruby was the babyface. And I thought this was great. Toni is a really good performer. She was such a natural heel in this match. It was like she was doing it all her life. But she looked great. I thought she came across like a goddamn star in this match. But so did Ruby. Her and Ruby sold off of each other very well. It was a great match. But ultimately, Britt Baker comes out to distract Toni Storm, allowing Ruby Soho to win with the Destination Unknown. That's the that twisting, I don't know. It looked like a tornado DDT, more than likely. It was great. More like maybe like an STO. Y'all let me know. What do you call that? But Ruby Soho wins. Very important win. She pinned a former AEW champ. And so babyface Britt Baker is a thing now. For now. Until we get past originals and, what is it? Outsiders? AEW Outsiders? But that's the storyline. The storyline is now AEW Outsiders versus AEW Originals. Toni Storm called the women's locker room a bunch of homegrown idiots. So that's what we're going to do. I'm assuming this is leading to Blood and Guts. Don't know who's going to be in it, but I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. And then we got the final match, of course, which was Jay Lethal versus Mark Briscoe. I'm happy that they had the actual Ring of Honor commentary team there to call the show. We even had the Ring of Honor announcer. Man, when I saw Mark Briscoe walk out with those tag team belts, it was already an emotional thing for me. The moment he walked out with those belts, rose them both in the air, that was amazing. Again, I feel like I don't feel right talking about this, man. Again, I only became a fan of them after this run with FTR, after this tag team trilogy with FTR. That was the only time I truly became a fan of the Briscoes. The only time. And here I am talking about Mark Briscoe as if I've always watched him. I have watched him over the last 20 years in certain matches, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I was always the biggest Briscoes fan. I am now and always will be, but it feels wrong, man. This match was emotional. The crowd was emotional. The commentary was emotional. The wrestlers themselves, Jay Lethal and Mark Briscoe, were emotional. But, he had everything. Mark Briscoe dominated most of the match with some redneck kung fu. Jay Lethal did hit a lethal injection, which Mark Briscoe rolled out of the ring for. We saw one spot where Mark Briscoe dove onto a table with Jay Lethal laying on top. He hit the, what was it called? Some froggy elbow drop. It was dope. The froggy elbow drop. But then he wins the match. with a J Driller. He attempted it 3 times. On the 3rd time, he hit it. It was a perfect way to end it. And Jay Driller ends the match for Mark Briscoe. And then we get to the ending. Post-show, you see the AEW locker room come out. They stand on stage. We see the Titantron pull up a picture of Jay Briscoe, rest in peace. Everyone's standing, applauding. Mark Briscoe's inside the ring. He gets into the camera. He says, J-Man, I love you, man. And Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah. He says, I love you, man. And you look at the stage, everyone is just in tears. Tears. And it's a beautiful moment. Beautiful moment. I gotta give credit to Tony. I'm pretty sure Tony fought hard. Tony Khan, by the way, fought very hard to make this happen. He had to deal with a lot of red suits who never even wanted Jay Briscoe or the Briscoe brothers to be on their show. And he got it through. And it's sad. It's sad that it took Jay Briscoe to die. It took him passing away for A. Briscoe to come on Dynamite. And I hate that it had to come to that, but here we are. You can say what you want. You can say what you want about Tony Khan. You can say what you want about the Briscoes. I feel like everyone did an excellent job tonight. This was an excellent tribute show to a man that will go down in history as one of the greatest wrestlers to ever come out of Ring of Honor. He will be immortalized because of what they did tonight. Just like what he did, just like what Tony Khan did with Brody Lee, they did the same thing with Jay Briscoe. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. So, man. Yeah, Jay Lethal couldn't stop crying, man. I don't know where you go from here. Like, do you just give Mark Briscoe another tag team partner to defend those belts? I don't think that's going to work, man. I don't know what they do. We'll have to play it by ear. But regardless of what happens and what's being said, please use this time to honor Jay Briscoe. Use this time to celebrate a man that helped bring us some of the greatest matches ever. And there you go. That's my tribute show. That's my review of Dynamite tonight. I'm gonna take just a couple of minutes with the live chat to see what you guys are talking about, but I am really gonna split. So, give me your thoughts about the show. Give me your thoughts about Jay Briscoe. Give me your thoughts about the tribute match, Mark Briscoe, Jay Lethal. Just sound off, guys. Let me just get how you guys felt about it. Mark Briscoe and FTR for trios titles. I would think that would be good, but I think they're gonna do something else with FTR when a certain man comes back. JJ Bulldog says, the Briscoes are my childhood since day one. Wow. Powerful. Jay Lethal couldn't stop crying. So emotional. Everyone couldn't stop crying. It was a very emotional match. Ruby Soho's Destination Unknown Twist Netbreaker STO finisher. It's a twisting Netbreaker STO. Alright. Anthony White says, I followed the Briscoes for the past 10 years. Awesome tag team, but I feel like it doesn't get enough talked about. It will now. Again, they didn't get their flowers until they passed away. Until one of them passed away, but it will now. I hope Mark Briscoe stays around. I hope so too, but I think this was a one-time deal. I don't know if it'll happen again, but it would be nice to be stuck around. I thought Dynamite was okay, but the main event was awesome and emotional. I thought Dynamite was an awesome show overall. I think people were more focused about paying homage to Jay Briscoe, which they did. The video package was beautiful. The main event was great. Could they have done more? They could have always done more, but I think this was the only thing they could have done considering the circumstances. Do I think Samoa Joe is going to get the title back? Yes, I do think he beats Darby Allin next week, and I think Darby Allin's short run comes to an end. I don't know what to do with Darby Allin after that, but yeah, for sure, Joe is going to be Darby Allin. Jesus Christ. Yeah, guys, I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and cut this short. I need to get out of here. Thank you so much to all the people joining me, watching me live. If you're watching me after the fact, please give me your thoughts about Jay Briscoe down below. Let's honor him the right way. And as always, do know that you're welcome here in Alex's world. As you follow out, do all the YouTube things, like the video, subscribe, click that bell, leave a comment. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Donate, PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo. And tomorrow, preview for Rumble. Saturday, Royal Rumble. Those are the next two streams. I hope you guys join me. Other than that, thank you guys so much for making me a part of your day. And keep Jay Lethal, rest in peace, in your thoughts. Keep his family in your thoughts. And let's just keep moving forward in his name. You guys are awesome. God bless you. And always know you are welcomed right here in Alex's world. The place that is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. Peace.